Hi, my name is Catherine Wall, and I will be discussing Culex quinquetaschius, also known as the southern house mosquito.
Hello, my name is Catherine Weldy, and I will be discussing the Aedes albopictus, which is commonly referred to as the Asian tiger mosquito. We will be debating on whether the southern house mosquito or the Asian tiger mosquito is more dangerous to humans.
The southern house mosquito is a medium-sized brown insect. This type of mosquito is found in the tropics and is a subtropical species, meaning they are found within the latitudes 36 degrees north and 36 degrees south. However, they have managed to find their way to the southern United States, especially in the state of Florida. These insects have managed to get all the way up to the states of Virginia and California. The southern house mosquito is especially harmful due to the health and medical implications, spreading diseases and viruses such as the West Nile virus, the St. Louis encephalitis, and the Western equine encephalitis virus. In fact, the southern house mosquito is the primary vector of the St. Louis encephalitis. The St. Louis encephalitis has a mortality rate that is up to 30% and can cause the brain to swell. While some people may only experience fever-like symptoms, others will suffer greatly before eventually dying. This virus has an impact in the United States on different occasions. In Florida alone, there have been 5 St. Louis encephalitis epidemics since 1959. The southern house mosquito has played a large role in creating these epidemics, since they are the main vector of spreading this virus. While the southern house mosquito is not the main vector of the West Nile virus, it does play a part in keeping the virus in the United States. In Florida, the virus is transmitted from the southern house mosquito to the birds, which then transmit it to humans. The West Nile virus has a death rate of around 10%, which includes symptoms such as fever, headache, body aches, skin rash, and swollen lymph glands. The southern house mosquito is a deadly killer due to the fact that it can spread viruses and diseases.
The Asian tiger mosquito doesn't have a particularly interesting biology from other species of mosquitoes, other than that they aren't easy to identify unless you can get a close look at them to see the median silver scale line on the scutum, the dorsal part of the thorax. While they will feed on many different hosts, the Asian tiger mosquito prefers to get a blood meal from humans. They primarily reside in warm climates, however their ability to diapause has allowed them to spread to areas with colder climates, such as the northern United States. In addition, with climate change, these mosquitoes may be able to spread even further north in the near future. They have a larger population during the warmer months as the hot temperatures speed up the larval development. Interestingly, they have been shown to not only reside outside, as you would expect, but are also endophilic. This is when, after obtaining a blood meal from a human, they can reside inside a residence, using flower vases and other objects to breed. This mosquito is considered as one of the most invasive species in the world, as it is rather easy to transport their eggs that are hidden in tires and lucky bamboo, which are then traded all over the world. This has allowed this species to spread all across the globe, increasing the risk that these mosquitoes pose on the human population. It is very difficult to get rid of this mosquito due to their ability to breed in both natural and artificial habitats, such as tires and drinking troughs. Also, their eggs are drought resistant as long as they are placed under above a slight water line. The Asian tiger mosquito has been known to carry and transmit the chikungunya virus and the dengue virus, to name a few. Both of these can severely impact humans and be potentially deadly, threatening many vulnerable people who happen to be bitten by these mosquitoes. In addition, the females of this particular species of mosquito are known to be a rather significant biting nuisance during the day that can even drive people out of a certain area if it is infested with Asian tiger mosquitoes.
While the Asian tiger mosquitoes are known to carry many potential deadly viruses and diseases, the southern house mosquito is still more deadly to humans. It is the types of viruses that the southern house mosquito will carry and transmit that make it more deadly. As stated in Catherine's opening statement, the Asian tiger mosquito has been known to carry and transmit chikungunya virus and dengue virus, to name a few. While these viruses can be deadly, the mortality rate for these viruses is much lower compared to the viruses that are spread by the southern house mosquito. Chikungunya virus has a mortality rate of 9.5%, and dengue virus has a mortality rate of 1% when caught early. The southern house mosquito proves to be much more dangerous to humans. The southern house mosquito is the main vector for the St. Louis encephalitis virus, which has a mortality rate that can be up to 30%. The southern house mosquito is also known to carry the West Nile virus, which has a mortality rate around 10%. While both mosquitoes spread viruses, the southern house mosquito spreads viruses that are much more deadly.
While the viruses and other illnesses the Asian tiger mosquito carries aren't considered as deadly as the ones the southern house mosquito carries, these viruses tend to reach a much larger range of people due to their ability to travel farther north. This is because of their ability to adapt to the colder temperatures, and with continuing climate change, the Asian tiger mosquito could start to reside in Belgium and France. The primary areas that the southern house mosquito resides in is in the south, while the Asian tiger mosquito can reach from the south to the north. Looking at a map of all the reported cases of St. Louis encephalitis from 2009 to 2018 in the United States, a maximum of 22 cases were reported in Arizona over those years. The amount of people that are affected by the dengue virus is far more, as about 400 million people across the globe will get it a year, and the chikungunya virus has affected about 3 million people overall. So, how can the southern house mosquito be considered more dangerous to humans when the illnesses that the Asian tiger mosquito carries impact more?
While the Asian tiger mosquito has the ability to adapt to colder climates and thus has a wider spread, the southern house mosquito is also adapting. The southern house mosquito is a subtropical insect, meaning that it is normally found within the latitudes 36 degrees north and 36 degrees south. But the southern house mosquito is now being found in other areas. The southern house mosquito is now being reported all over the United States. The southern house mosquito is showing that they can adapt to colder climates and could be a problem in the future. If the southern house mosquito adapts like the Asian tiger mosquito has, then the spread of deadly diseases will be inevitable. The spread of the southern house mosquito to colder climates will be more deadly than the current population of the Asian tiger mosquitoes because of the deadly diseases it can transmit.
The southern house mosquito may be adapting, but it hasn't adapted as quickly as the Asian tiger mosquito. The southern house mosquito is primarily found right at and south of the equator, as this is where it is warmer. Its presence in Europe is minimal at best and can't begin to rival that of the Asian tiger mosquito, which has a larger presence in Europe, especially in Italy. This has caused many people within the area to be exposed to dengue virus and other viruses that the Asian tiger mosquito carries. Due to this introduction of the viruses, these people don't have an immunity and can't easily fight off the viruses. Since the southern house mosquito isn't really found in these areas, the humans within Europe are safe for now for the virus.
The southern house mosquito is one of the deadliest insects due to the viruses and diseases it can spread. The southern house mosquito is adapting to colder climates and thus the population could spread. The threat already posed by the southern house mosquito is great, but could increase. With the southern house mosquito being the main vector of the St. Louis encephalitis, a virus which has a death rate up to 30%, and a vector of the West Nile virus which has a death rate of 10%, it is clear just how dangerous they are.
I believe that Asian tiger mosquitoes are definitely more dangerous to humans than the southern house mosquito. One reason I think this is because they have already adapted to live in the colder climates of Europe. This means that they are not only affecting people in the southern parts of the world that have immunity to the viruses they carry, but they are now introducing dengue virus and chikungunya virus to people in Europe that have never come in contact with these illnesses. Another reason is because of just how many people are affected by the viruses it carries. The dengue virus will affect about 400 million people around the world a year, and the chikungunya virus have affected about 3 million people overall. The dengue virus still proves to be a very devastating problem around the world, and while it may not kill many people, it still poses a big danger to humans. In conclusion, I wholeheartedly believe that Asian tiger mosquitoes are more dangerous to humans as a whole than southern house mosquitoes.